Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG we know and love as Fifi La Pew Pew, but most people know it as a leFH or a leaf blower. And this one is on the south spawn of Province under the command of Blenheim Warrior 3. Okay, game on. It's a 105mm light field howitzer mounted on top of a Char B1, and he's moving it off into the bushes to take up his firing position. Now his firing time, his reload time is 7.51 seconds, and it's very lucky for Blenheim Warrior. He's actually landed in a tier 7 game, and as a tier 5 Arty, that means he's going to earn more XP by hitting higher tier opponents, and that will give him a chance to get an ace tanker. He's lining up on the approach road, hoping that one of the enemy will come into sight, but unfortunately his teammates haven't moved further down enough to actually spot them yet. He spotted an Eagle 7. Now that guy will appear briefly for a short moment and rounds out. Well, he got a direct hit on that guy, but he's disappeared now because no one's spotting him. They could see him briefly because the Type 64 was spotting him down below. He's in the valley, right down at the bottom. Whereas his teammates up on the west side of the map, well, they're a little further back. Okay, we've got an easy 8 now. Rounds out. Lands behind him. Wasn't on target because the target moved. You have to anticipate what the target's going to do in order to get accurate shots on them. Okay, AMX ELC. And he's trying to tempt that T-34-100, the constructor, to come around the corner. And he's got no shot on the ELC at the moment. In fact, there's another ELC and the Eagle 7 that he can get shots on. He tries a shot at that one, but he misses because the guy's moving too quickly and that hill's in the way. These guys he can hit. This is what he should have been aiming at. We just lost our ELC. Rounds out. Lands just short of the target. Wasn't fully dialed in before he shot. He's going for it in the Eagle. That's better. Rounds out. No, it just goes over his engine deck. The ELC's come up from that side of the house and now he can hit him. And he gets a direct hit. The Eagle gets wiped out by our KV2. He fires another round at the ELC. It goes long. There's still some enemy down there. And of course there's that ELC up there. There's the other one that he hit. He lost he lost a lot of hit points. Over 200 and so 290 hit points. Well, the ELC's gone down, and there's the easy 8, but he's got no shot on the other ELC because he's pulled back behind the houses. Okay, Bishop's just been wiped out. There are 5 tanks down on the enemy at the moment. It's a really difficult difficult game for them. Okay, the ELC's made a bit of a boo-boo here because he's come out to that path and now he's uncovered, you might say. He's in plain sight and he can land a shell right on the guy, and he does. So he's hit the ELC, and the only way the ELC can get down from this is to go down the steps, and you will lose hit points if you do that. If he doesn't pull back and get behind those bushes again, he's going to be a dead tank very, very shortly. Fires another one in. Oh, just makes it back behind the bushes in time. Yeah, it's not a suitable place to go down on those steps. You will lose hit points because you'll go down too quickly. And even if you press reverse on it, that does affect the steering. And, well, if you don't get the steering right... Oh, direct hit on the ELC takes him out. If you don't get the steering right, you go over the edge and you land up in the pool. So, yes, you've got to be careful. We've got no shot on the Easy 8, I'm afraid, because we've got a red line. That hill there is in the way. Well, that rock is in the way. But he can hit the Hellcat, who's come up by the shorter route. And that's a direct hit and a penetrating shot. 457. And the Hellcat's just fired a 90mm round back at us, but we fire one back at him for 155, and the kill shot goes to the M10 RBFM on our team. Okay, still got no shot in the Easy 8. Now he might have to move position, because if Blenheim doesn't, he was spotted by the Hellcat who fired in this direction. At least I suspect he was spotted. In which case the enemy Arty will probably be trying to get Blenheim at this moment. So he might want to reposition as the KV2 takes out the Easy 8 with a dip. He's going to have to find a new firing position, otherwise the enemy Arty will locate him. And they've managed to claw back that deficit of tanks, and they're now evens. Okay, we've got an enemy Valiant coming down the driveway towards our cap area. From here he's got no shots, so he's going to have to change position if he wants to get shots. And there's the enemy Arty trying to hit him. Yeah, the enemy does have an M44 and an M12. There's our GW Panther. Looks like the enemy Arty is counter-batterying, so they're looking for the tracer. Obviously, as I said, he was more than likely spotted by that Hellcat. There's the Valiant. He's decided to go behind the bridge. Rounds out a bit too late. He should have anticipated the guy moving past that gap and fired a round in anticipation of him crossing. Okay, it looks to me like the Valiant is on his way up. He just knocked down a tree. And their fence just went down there as well. So I think he's coming up the slope towards our guys. And if that's the case, then as soon as he gets to the top of the slope, we should be able to get him. Only 5 left on our team, 6 on the enemy team. He's got 7 rounds of HE left and 18 rounds of heat. That's rather a lot of heat actually for this tank. It's one of the few SPGs, in fact it's the only SPG in the game that is actually capable of carrying heat, because the only other RT that's a premium RT that can carry special rounds, you might say, is the Sexton 1, and that carries different armor piercing rounds. Of course you can carry armor piercing rounds on the Fifi, and they can do a lot of damage if you can hit the target. I normally carry heat rounds for close encounters with enemy heavy tanks, just in case they get too close, and HE rounds for everything else. Well, the M10 RBFM has just come into the bushes nearby. There's the Valiant, and the Valiant gets derped by the KV2. That's a really good game there. He's out the game, which means now it's 5-all. And it looks to me like he's actually decided to go counter battery now on the enemy team. He hasn't fired from his new position yet, other than, oh no, he did fire once, didn't he, at the Valiant as he was going past the bridge gaps. So there's a possibility the enemy might have spotted him if he fired once, but they haven't tried to counter battery, so let's assume that they don't know where he is. The best way to do counter battery is from above, actually, from the God mode, otherwise known as strategic mode, because it's a lot easier to see the tracer and see where it originates from. There's the enemy KV2, dials in, lead the target, that's it, good, rounds out, direct hit, perfect, 84 hit points, do it again. Oh, kill shot! 13 hit points, that's all he managed to get, but it's a tier 6 tank that he took out, and that means he's going to earn extra XP from that one. And there's the 25. The guy's getting very close to the edge. Oh, and he gets taken out by the M44 on our team. So now we're ahead of the enemy. There's only 3 enemy left now, 2 RT and a medium tank, which is the Valiant. And there's the Valiant, he's down, the other Valiant, down in the cap area, but we know where he is, and he's dialing in, fires the round in, gets a direct hit, and oh, he was killed! The kill shot went to the M10 RBFM, who went close up to the buildings so he could look down into the valley, and that means all that's left now is the enemy Arty. So he's just looking for the tracer from the enemy Arty. No sign of them yet. So say it's much easier to see it when you go to the overhead mode, not the battle assistant. Battle assistant gives you a distorted view of the exact point of the Arty. So you can see the smoke, see where the tracer originates from. You can fire just behind it. Now the M12 has got a rather long barrel, the M44 is a shortish one. So you just want to aim slightly behind the M44, and well, to hit the M12 square on you have to hit just a little bit further backwards. You can't tell which is which actually when they fire, because both shells are 155mm. No sign of the tracer yet, but that might be because neither of the Artys are actually firing. It's very likely that they are holding their fire, waiting for the first sighting of the enemy. And that's going to be the M10 RBFM, who gets very close to the cliff edge. It's almost maximum range on the shot because it's a flattened reticule. Okay, look closely because they will shoot very shortly when they spot the M10. He's anticipating they're going to be somewhere near the rocks, and there they are. There's the M12, and the M12 just killed our M10 RBFM, but rounds out on him, and that's a kill shot. So there's only the M44 left. And we're capping, and it looks like we're going to cap out. I don't think the M44 is firing because there's no tracer at all. So it looks like he's given up on the game and he's decided not to play and try and get the reset, which is bad news for us because that means we can't kill the last one. If you kill all the enemy team, you are much more likely to get the higher XP at the end, because there is a bonus for killing all of the enemy, but unfortunately on this occasion it didn't work out. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. He's got an ace tanker, and his first ace tanker in the 105 leFH18B2. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he managed to get 13 in the game, and his win rate for the battle was 5,865, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see from the team score that he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the M10 RBFM. The guy got killed by shotgunned by the M12. He got 2,216 hit points of damage, and he also picked up a Confederate in that game, whereas Blenheim Warrior 3 actually managed to get 2,065 hit points of damage, and of course his first ace tanker. And the next high score after that was the KV2, who got an Invader medal and 1,864 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, all of the 3 top scorers actually had the same number of kills, 3 each. So I suppose that puts him top of the table alongside those others. And when it came to base XP, it was actually the M10 again with 1,201. That's probably an ace tanker for him. 1,162 for the KV2 and 1,086 for Blenheim Warrior 3. And that was definitely an ace tanker for him. He fired 21 rounds in that game, got 10 direct hits, 4 penetrations and 10 splash. Damage of 2,065 hit points, of which 1,453 were up more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit. It was a penetration from the enemy. Surprisingly, that was the Hellcat, fired at fairly close range. But of course, he also got 2 hits by way of splash damage as well from the enemy Arty. Near misses, didn't actually kill. And 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and 563 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 36,728 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away 33,315 credits. He received 1086 base XP, 289 for premium vehicle, and 1375 experience points altogether, but it was an ace tanker, and these are very difficult to get. You need to have a tier 7 battle sometimes just to earn enough XP to make it count, and he certainly did enough damage to help in this game. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching.